So the absolute best part about being a deer hunter is you get to feed your family with some good quality meat that, if cooked right, is some of the best meat in the world. So I wanted to go over in this video with you guys, this little vlog, all the equipment that we use in my family to process our own deer. Now, this is a process that I've been collecting and buying over the last 15 years. So none of this stuff is really necessary. There's only a few things you actually need, and I'll point that out in the video, and I'll go over exactly what we use and why here. So the first thing that you need is a really good quality knife. This is a Victorinox boning knife. This model I think is an 8-inch blade. They make a 6-inch blade that's really good also. For the money, these knives right here are really hard to beat. All this stuff I'm going to link in the description below. So I also really like this sharpener. Now, why do I have this electric sharpener? It's kind of, not real primitive, not real cool, I guess. Well, a lot of times while we are butchering deer, one, you're in a hurry usually. You don't want to sit there and have to resharpen your knife on a leather strop or a stone, which works perfect. Believe me, I know how to use all that stuff. This thing though can be used by my wife. It can be used by my cousin. Anybody that can essentially take a knife and run it through these slots can use this knife sharpener. And that's nice because if I have to stop every 15 minutes and sharpen someone's knife, because a lot of times we'll be butchering 5-6 deer at one time. If I have to stop myself and sharpen someone's knife because they don't know how to sharpen a knife, it takes away time. This thing anybody can use. I highly recommend it. It's real easy to use and it does a pretty good job. Okay, a big cutting board. This thing is awesome. I actually got this cutting board for Father's Day this year, and I really like it. We'd always had used like pieces of wood or whatever we had laying around for cutting boards. This thing is awesome. I don't know how big it is. I think it's like 24 inches by 16 inches. It's just big. It holds a whole ham on it where I can work on it. Highly recommend this cutting board. Okay, and then these little pails are really nice. This top one's an 18 quart, just a typical, it's a dish pan is what it is. But we use these a lot to store our meat in whenever we're cutting it up. I really like these little shallow ones. This one's the Cabela's meat tote. It's a 5-inch deep meat tote. See, it's 20 inches wide, 15 inches long, and 5 inches high. I wish I had 3 or 4 of these instead of 2. So get you plenty of those. You probably just need 2, really. These little dish tubs work pretty good too. These are cheap. These are a little more expensive, but either one works good. If I had to get one, it'd be this. So what you really need for butchering meat is a good knife, and I think you also, one of these things is a must-have. All right, let's move over here to some of the more expensive things. Okay, this big mamma jamma right here. It's a Valley Sportsman meat grinder. This model is the 1.5 horsepower meat grinder. This thing is unbelievable. This thing will suck in meat like you can't feed it fast enough. Now, this is an expensive piece of equipment. I'm going to do a review on this thing probably this week for you guys. For a lot of years, I used something that was like a 1/2 horsepower or 3/4 horsepower meat grinder. It was fine, and that's all you really need. If you're just going to do one deer at a time, you don't need something like this at all. But for us and my family, my dad, some of my uncles, my cousins, sometimes during gun season, we may have, like I said, 5 or 6 deer to do at one time. This thing really does quick work. It has different grinding levels. This is a fine grind. The coarse grind I have already installed. But grinders, if I have to give you a recommendation, get the biggest one you can afford. That is your bottleneck when you're cutting up deer. A lot of times is the grinder if you don't have one big enough. Again, you could use a hand grinder to make burger, but I would highly recommend if you want to get one, get the biggest you can. I'll leave a link for 2 different ones I would recommend, a smaller, cheaper one, and this one right here. I may even have a coupon code for you guys for that particular one. Okay, so from there, we are going to go with packaging material that I like to use. So we used to always just package burger with paper. We don't do that anymore. We use these wild game bags, these burger bags. These are super nice. So we actually put this this funnel that goes on the end of this meat grinder right here. And then as we're throwing meat down into this meat grinder, we'll actually have these bags at the end of the meat grinder, someone filling it up. And once it gets full, you twist it up. And then this little dispenser here, which will all be linked in the description below, is really easy. This has some tape in it. You just push the end of the bag down through the gap here, and that seals it up. And then that's all there is to it. And these little bags, they actually stay pretty watertight. And you can, like if you want to, like we're going to make spaghetti one night and we want to put some meat in it. All we would do is, in the morning, you could lay this out, or if you're in a pinch and you forget to do it, which we do a lot, forget to lay our meat out, all you have to do is throw this in like your sink with some water, and it defrosts in like an hour. So that has been a really useful addition to our processing tools that we have here. Not necessary though. Now what is necessary, I think, is some paper. For years and years and years and years and years and years, all we used was this paper. This is just your packaging paper for meat. We have ours in this little dispenser thing to where you can actually unfold it and then it cuts it whenever you pull it out. We still wrap like our roast and some of our bigger cuts that we want to keep whole with the paper. And then we also have a little tape dispenser to tape it up. Just makes things convenient. Again, you wouldn't really need the dispenser. You just need the tape. But having the dispenser makes things convenient and makes it easy for us. Okay, and then something else that we use an awful lot for all of our steaks, back straps, and all that good stuff is a food saver or a vacuum sealer. This is the Food Saver brand. We've had this one for a lot of years. It's like an average one. I think we got it at Walmart. It works fine. It's not anything special. They probably make better ones than this one, but it's what we have and what we've had pretty good luck with it. It's still been running and it works. You just buy these little rolls of paper or rolls of bags here and seal them up, and you can customize however big you want the bag to be. We also put fish in here. We use it for our fish and everything else. So works pretty good. And it was not too expensive at all, really. I'm going to go and show you one last thing that we use a lot and what we're using right now, but it's down in the barn. So let's go down there. Okay, finally, this is my little walk-in cooler. This thing is kind of a janky system. My dad, me, and my cousin went in 3 ways and bought this thing off of an old butcher shop that closed down. It's held together by like some, I don't know, cabling. It has a really nice freezer door on it though, and it's a big thick box essentially, and we actually put it on wheels to where we can wheel it around my barn here, and then it has just built a bracket here that an old air conditioner sets in. We have a little hanger right here to where we can hang our deer on this. That's a Harbor Freight, just a Harbor Freight winch. And I keep kind of the stuff that we like the gambles and the meat saw, which is another good thing to have, a meat saw. That's a really good tool whenever you're butchering deer, hanging right there. And then if it's, like a couple days ago, it was 60 degrees, but my buck is hanging in here where, it's probably 37 or 38 degrees. The air conditioner, we actually took we didn't do it, but the thermostat has been uninstalled so that the air never stops blowing in here, and it keeps the meat really nice. And you can hang your meat in here for, you know, really as long as you want. It's going to be stay good. And what we do to kind of, because there's no drain or anything in this box. Sorry, there's a squirrel I killed the other day too. But we put a tarp down on the bottom to where, you know, the blood and stuff doesn't get in the bottom of the unit. So you can't use this. Sorry if you're watching this video and in the area. It's kind of one of those things where I would love for everybody to be able to use this thing, but it only holds 2 deer, and I've had a couple bad experiences with letting people borrow it for a time, to where I came home and someone had borrowed it and they left literally a pile of blood in the bottom of it that I had to clean out, and it kind of ruined it for me. So nobody can use it. If you can use it, you know you can use it already, and yeah, your friends or real close family, and that's the only people that can use it. So sorry about that. I'm not usually like that, but I've got irritated one too many times with that thing, letting people use it. So that's all that we use for butchering our deer. It's not hard to do. It's something that is very rewarding. We all, our family enjoys using the meat, finding different ways to use the meat. And I think if you haven't ever butchered your own game, you should at least try it and at least have that experience to know, hey, this is something I want to do or something I don't want to do. It is time consuming. It does take some knowledge. You can't really mess it up though. Now to do it perfect, you got to have some knowledge, but it's meat. Like, just make it into whatever you want. You could grind the whole thing into burger and use it as burger. That's our number one source of, like, number one cut that we use is burger. Like, we use burger for everything. So don't be afraid to try it out. If you have any questions, leave them below. I did, in the description of this video, I did put everything that I would recommend getting. And those will be affiliate links to where if you guys buy that off of those links, I'll get a little kickback. It doesn't cost you guys anything extra, but I appreciate it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog, and I'll see you on the next one.